back to Shelby's Super Sciencey Space Show, where we talk about all things space and space related. Today I'm going to be revealing to you some really cool space facts that I learned in astronomy last semester. Some of these will blow your mind. Number one, while it may appear that we are not moving and we are living on a still planet, that is far from the truth. In fact, we are moving at different levels of speed around our axis, around the sun, around the Milky Way galaxy, and just within the universe. Now this varies depending on where you live on Earth, but if you live at the equator, you are spinning at about 1,000 miles per hour right now. As we speak, you are also revolving around the sun at a speed of about 67,000 miles per hour. Our cosmic spaceship is rotating at about 800,000 miles per hour around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Allow me to pose you a what-if question. What if the Earth were to suddenly stop? If it were to suddenly cease all motion and stand still? Now the reason it doesn't feel like we're moving is because we're moving at a constant speed. If we were to suddenly speed up, slow down, or just stop, what would happen? Would we slam into the walls at 1,000 miles per hour? Or more, I guess, depending on... See, this is why I posed this to you as a thought question. I stole that term from my astronomy teacher. I'm not sure. I just imagine we would all die somehow. Next, I need you to picture yourself standing somewhere and looking at the night sky. You can picture yourself on a beach or on the top of a mountain or in your backyard, but somewhere where you can clearly visualize yourself looking at all the sky has to offer. Maybe you're pointing out constellations, maybe you're trying to decipher what the moon phase is. I'm really bad at that. Now, I just want you to realize that the ground is blocking the other 50% of the stars that you can't see. Your visible horizon is everything above the ground, but remember, the Earth is just a big sphere in space, and everything below your visible horizon you can't see. I don't know what you should do with that information, but I just thought you should be aware. Now picture yourself as an astronaut. You're floating in space. You're looking around at everything. You're looking up, you're looking down. Stop that. There is no up and down in space. Every time that you look at the picture of any celestial object, our solar system or Earth, are we drawing it upside down? There is no correct answer, but I just want you to think about that. Sometimes it may seem like we are the center of the universe. There is in fact no center of the universe, because if you were to stand at any given point in the universe, it would look like you're the center. Maybe we're so used to thinking of ourselves as the center of the universe that we don't stop to think about anything around us in very great detail. Maybe we don't stop to think how far away it is from us. The nearest star to us is so far away that if the sun were shrunk down to the size of a grapefruit, we could fit 20 million grapefruits in between us and the nearest star. That is a mind-blowing distance, but I want you to get a picture in your head right now of the Milky Way galaxy. I will assist. The Milky Way galaxy is huge, so this may be kind of hard to comprehend, but I am here to tell you that you could fit 100 of those in between us and the nearest galaxy, Andromeda. Let's switch the subject up a little bit and talk about light. As I'm sure you've heard before, there are many different kinds of light, but our eyes can only see visible light. There are also super high frequency gamma rays and super low frequency radio waves on top of some different kinds. Visible light is hitting your eyeballs right now and allowing you to see the screen that you are watching this video on. But meanwhile, you are also emitting light. All humans emit infrared light, we just can't see it with our eyes. You're basically a human light bulb. Crossing back to our solar system, I assume that we are all somewhat aware that there are 7 other planets revolving around the same sun that we are revolving around right now. Need I remind you, at almost 70,000 miles per hour. We have been making models of the solar system since we were in elementary school. In our minds, our solar system may seem full of planets and our sun and asteroids and things like that, but in reality, our solar system is far from being full. In fact, it is so empty and our planets are so small in comparison to the sun that the sun contains 99.8% of our whole solar system's mass. Some other startling numbers to put the sun's size into perspective. At some point, like all stars, the sun will die out, but this isn't going to be for another 5 billion years or so. You and I will be long gone. The way the sun keeps burning is by constantly fusing hydrogen into helium. In fact, the sun fuses 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. Well, that sounds like a lot, so how are we not going to run out soon? The sun still has enough hydrogen left to continue doing this for 5 billion more years. That is how big the sun is and how massive. Now, in addition to the sun containing almost 100% of the mass in our solar system, it also accounts for all of the light in our solar system. You probably have pictured the solar system enough times to have this just completely go over your head, but all of the light from that picture is coming from the sun and nothing else. The sun's just in the middle, lighting everything up. I want you to think about going to the beach and picking up a pile of sand. How many grains of sand are in that pile? Probably a lot. Imagine it all falling in between your fingers and just think about how many grains of sand that must be in such a small pile. Well, to put this into perspective, there are as many stars in the universe as there are dry grains of sand on every beach on Earth. That is a lot of piles of sand. The Earth, like many other planets, is composed in large part by molten lava, basically, or magma. And if you were to look at a scale model of the Earth, you would realize how thin the crust is, aka the part that we actually live on, and how close to us all this molten magma is. We are walking on top of this on a daily basis, and no one's freaking out about it, no one's doing anything, sometimes it even erupts. But here we are, just a friendly reminder. I want you to think about the ratio between the Earth's size and the sun's size. You could fit over 1 million Earths inside the sun if you wanted to. I want you to think about that ratio, tiny Earth, a large sun, and realize that there are exoplanets that we've discovered that are the size of this large sun with even larger suns of their own. Tiny Earth, large sun, large planet, even larger sun. I will link below one of my favorite videos I've ever seen depicting how large things really are in the universe in the description box below if you want to watch it. It is really mind-blowing, so I highly recommend it. To finish us off here, I would like to pose 2 more what-if questions. I think all the time about what if the sky were a different color other than blue, but have you ever considered what if our clouds were a different color? Because other planets like Jupiter is covered with different colors of clouds. Jupiter has some orange clouds, some like whitish clouds, a lot of different tones happening. Of course, this is because of the chemical makeup of the clouds, so if our clouds were made up of anything other than water vapor, probably wouldn't be alive here. However, just imagine being on Jupiter and looking up at the clouds. And one final Jupiter-related question. Jupiter has over 60 moons in its sky, and I believe that some of them are small enough to not be spherical, so they would look like a large asteroid or something floating in its sky. And then some of them, of course, are larger and more significant spherical moons, but all would look different than our own moon, need I remind you. Imagine if we had over 60 moons in our sky. I marvel at the moon every night and how beautiful it is. But if there were 60 of them and not all of them were spherical and they all looked different and maybe they were slightly different colors and had different textures and stuff, there would be so much to look at. I would be looking at the moons all night long. Now that is the end of my astronomy lesson and fun facts. But don't leave just yet, because when I say goodbye, you are going to be saying hello to the super blue blood moon. That's right, we are having a lunar eclipse tomorrow. It is the best birthday present ever, and it's not just any lunar eclipse either. It is also going to be a blue moon. Usually there's only 1 full moon in a month, but every once in a while we get 2, and the second one is referred to as the blue moon. And then the super part comes from when the moon is closest in its orbit to Earth, which makes it appear slightly larger than usual. That is called a supermoon. The blood moon, of course, is what you call the moon when it appears red during a lunar eclipse. So, super blue blood moon, and that's gonna be tomorrow night. So I'm going to vlog waking up extremely early. I'm sure I'm gonna look terrible, but you know, you'll see me and my roommate Erica fangirling over a lunar eclipse, which neither of us have ever seen before, although we did get the pleasure of seeing a solar eclipse within the past year as well, during my first week of college actually. I hope you enjoyed this really weird video. I don't know why I'm so dramatic. Subscribe if you're not already and give this video a thumbs up. And I guess I will see you guys in the morning. We are on our way to find the moon. Moon hunting has begun. This is prime moon viewing time. That's where we're going. Oh no. So our neighbors up here have said that the red moon has already come and disappeared in their own words and has yet to reappear again. So it should be peaking right about now, but obviously we can't see it. I think what they mean is that it's set already and we missed it, basically. Erica and I are pretty disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, close right, yes. Oh, am I videoing? We all know of the 8 planets in our solar system. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Yes, 8. The hydrogen into helium. super blue blood moon. I hope you like my space makeup. I haven't closed my blinds yet, so people are probably just watching me. And space related. I'm so out of breath.